It's time for another episode of The Oil Stream with Dustin Nielsen and Tom Gazzola, presented by Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen.
Hey, happy Saturday, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Oil Stream Game Day Edition. Oilers and Habs tonight at 5 o'clock. Nielsen and Gazzola brought to you by Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen. Nothing says a Saturday episode of the Oil Stream like watching the Oil Stream or listening to the Oil Stream, driving directly to any Popeye's location and picking up that Oilers deal with the chicken, the nuggets. Feed the whole family for like $14.99. It's not a bad deal. Over a dozen locations now and more on the way. Tommy Gazzola, happy weekend, buddy. How are you?
Happy weekend to you, good friend. I'm probably just like you, just, wanting to enjoy the weekend, but the work doesn't stop, right?
No, I'm actually filling a card break as we're starting this episode. That's and I'm prepping for the Golden Bears game tonight, which I got to do again as well. And you got pregame. What's that? 4 o'clock pregame?
3:30 p.m.
3:30 pregame. Okay,
Yep.
3:30 pregame tonight. So make sure if you're driving around or you can just throw it up on your computer. Pregame show tonight with Tommy Gazzola to get you ready for the Oilers and the Habs. Tommy, let's just start with what we learned this morning. Few different things. Let's go first with Mike Smith starts. Mm-hmm. How do you think Mike Smith is dealing with Kassian playing relatively well as of late? Does that add to his incentive to come out and not steal one, but shut the door here and put together a nice performance?
Remember that Chris Farley mock commercial from the early 90s on SNL about the fake decaffeinated coffee, where they're like, how did that make you feel? And he's like, angry. I think that's where Mike Smith is at right now, considering his play of late. I know he was better in Carolina, but I think he's going to be very much motivated. And Mikko Kassian has forced Jay Woodcroft's hand, and now all of a sudden you've got Mike Smith on the outside looking in, and his back is against the wall, and maybe that forces him to be better because he downright needs to be. So Kassian, showed his stripes once again the other night, although he kept the team in it, got them a point, is 7-0-2 in his last 9. But as we know, games that he strings together, and the more he plays in a row, the worse and worse he gets. So tonight's Mike Smith and his opportunity to try to atone for his recent stretch of poor play, which actually goes back quite a while now.
Yeah, but it goes back quite a while. I think the whole season. Like he's been relatively average so far this season. He's still got a contract next year, so I don't know if it's like he's playing for a job at this point, Tommy, but he might be, right?
Yeah,
moving forward, like pretty much that's what this is, right? I mean, at this stage of his career, maybe he's like, well, hell of a run. If I don't have a job next year, maybe it's not the end of the world because he's had very long and successful NHL career, but it's got to be some sort of motivation for him there against the Habs team that, they've played a lot better as of late. This is not going to be an easy game, I think, tonight for the Oilers. They're going to need Mike Smith to play well.
Absolutely, they will. They just beat the Calgary Flames in Calgary and halted the Flames in their march to glory in the Pacific Division briefly. Let's not kid ourselves, albeit briefly. And the Oilers will get a crack at the Flames on Monday, but that's a huge win for Montreal. And the Habs, they 6 wins in their last 7, 6-4 under Marty St. Louis. They're playing inspired. The Hamburglar's back, and he's been really good, which is incredible.
Can you believe that's where we're at?
No.
The Hamburglar is back. Come on.
But and I know we're going to touch on some other things that I can't believe either, but this season has been a season full of unbelievable occurrences and scenarios, and it's been so hard to predict and incredibly frustrating at times in oil country that I'm just waiting for Chris Pronger to come out of his retirement soon too.
Don't start those rumors, Tommy. Don't start those rumors. That's the last thing we need. Oh my God, Oilers are bringing Pronger back for an 06-like run. That would be quite something. Tyson Barrie is out. Broberg has been recalled. How do you expect them to manage the blue line without Tyson Barrie around here?
Sounds like they're going 11-7 again tonight. I'm assuming William Lagesson maybe slides over to the right side if they see him as the most dependable of those guys. And we saw Lagesson, and you pointed it out on our last Oil Stream. We talked about it on 1260. Lagesson had about 4.5 more minutes than Broberg the last time the two of them were in the lineup. So, he's a little bit older, has a little bit more experience. So maybe Lagesson slides over to the right side. I have no idea what's going on with Chris Russell, by the way, because he would be the perfect guy to slide over to the right side. And clearly they're done with Slater Cuckoo, it seems like, as well, unless they're so dire and desperate to get someone back up here that the Slater Cuckoo era basically has come to a close. It seems like he might be a black ace come playoff time, but the fact that they're just not even bothering with him should tell you quite a bit.
Snack 10 is in on the live stream. It says a pop-up weekend game day oil stream. It's another Charch miracle, as we've just been having Charch miracle after Charch miracle on the Nielsen show. He says it's a home game day. Where are the suits and ties, boys? That's a valid point. I do say dress up on game day, but to be honest with you, I'm tired. I was on the ice for 2.5 hours this morning. I'm in my comfy clothes right now, Tommy.
Yeah, was that Snack 10 that sent that in? Snack 10?
Yeah.
I did not go to morning skate. It was a 9 a.m. and I had a late one last night playing hockey. Long week, long day, picking up the old parents from the airport. So I chose to actually get a little bit of rest in. I'll be at the game tonight, though, Snack 10, and I'll be suited up, although unfortunately not enough people will see my snazzy new suit.
A new suit?
New suit.
Oh, buddy. Nice. Yeah. You didn't tell me about
this.
What? This is great.
You know what? I might selfie this. I'm, just shameless self-promotion. I'll do a Jack Michaels, Louis DeBrusque pregame shameless self-promotion. I'll grab whoever is from the station that's coming to the game. I think Hernan's going to be there, and I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm going to be like, catch me and Hernan along with Assassination on the post-game show. By the way, check out this new suit I'm wearing here at Rogers Place. Hashtag influencer. Hashtag new experiences. Hashtag Oilers.
Just so we know, just so everybody knows, we're not making fun of Jack. Well, if we are, it's because you're buddies with Jack. We're buddies with Jack. So
yeah. Well, I'm making fun. I'm just, it's not really a shot at Jack, but I'm just using, because he likes to make fun of me when I do stuff on social media. So it's a subtle jab at Jack. And then more so, it's just my detest for influencers and those that need that limelight. So we all need it.
If you wanted to get your two guys in a goalie mug, pick one up today.
Or an oil stream hoodie.
Yeah, exactly. I'm have you ever had this throat coat tea? It's I don't specifically to kind of ease your. So I don't know what it is. Like I call football games all summer. My throat's fine. I go and I call one hockey game and I'm just banged up. So that being said, I basically lose my shit for the entire 60 minutes. So I got to dial it back a little bit tonight. Hopefully the Bears get up early and I can just put her on cruise control the rest of the way. But it's also tough doing 600 hours of TV and radio every week. So I guess
even I did Low Tide show this week on top of pre and post, and then Oil Stream and other stuff. And even my throat was like sore. And I'm like, do I have a cold coming? And it's like, no, you've just been talking. Shut up already.
Zach Kassian back full cage, just like me in rec league when I play now. You got to protect the money maker here, Tommy. But how far away do you think he is? Like, and how does he factor back in here? I mean, when they're healthy, I mean, he's borderline top 9 at this point, I think, with the way he's played.
Still a half visor for me, by the way. And
you still hold on to that visor, eh?
Yeah, teach their own. So I'm not going to say anything about the full cheese grater. But
here's what happened with me. I remember I was playing. It was rec league. It wasn't just dropping. I mean, you usually pick your spots. But I went out to the blue line, and a guy wound up, and I literally went like this. And I was just like, It was right before I went to Spangler. I was just like, the last thing I need is a puck ruining my mouth when I'm about to leave to go do hockey. So at that point, I was just like, I can't skate around like this. I might as well just throw one on. So
I had my nose sliced completely open. Like the surgeon did a great job. 12 stitches, 3 on the inside, 9 on the outside. Yeah, my ex-girlfriend at the time had she's like, you need vitamin E. You need to take vitamin E pills. And I was like coating it, and so I babied that thing. And it was when I was
and you let her slip away.
Yeah, it was a good decision. And then I also took a high stick right here, and my lip is still messed up, and I've got some scar tissue.
You're too pretty to not wear a cage, buddy. You're too pretty.
Living life on the edge, my friend. I think there's a song that Aerosmith sang about that. But what were we talking about? Zach Kassian.
Yeah,
we're at the point where there's so many injuries where you're like, geez, we could use Zach Kassian at this point. I think it's to the point where we're talking about another guy who hasn't played all season, where you're like, he'd be okay in the bottom 6 right now. And with Kassian, I'm guessing now that he's skating with the team, probably a couple weeks away, 1 or 2 weeks away, if he gets up to game speed, and maybe he didn't lose too much weight or tone or muscle when it comes to, I don't know if he had to have his mouth wired shut or anything like that.
Yeah, like was he on smoothies or what?
Yeah, so I'm sure we'll get an update tomorrow. They're practicing tomorrow. I will forego that practice as well. Family day and an actual day off. So,
Chris from GP says, how many ex-girlfriends does Tommy have?
Lots. A lot. And they don't like me anymore.
There you go, Chris. That's interesting. All right, let's get to your Ken Morrison Remax question of the day. KenRMorrison.com is where you can find his website. Of course, you can give him a call anytime, 780-993-4815. If you're buying or selling, or you're just straight up nosy, he's your guy in the real estate game. Tommy, what do you got?
All right, Ken R. Morrison Remax. Excellence question of the day is this, Dusty. With the news of Josh Archibald joining practice with the full team tomorrow, and it sounds like he's in very good shape. What do you think the future holds for young Mr. Archibald? How does this saga conclude? By the way, before you answer, I will just tell everyone, no, he is not vaccinated.
So he's not vaccinated. I know some people saying, well, he might be vaccinated, but so he's still confirmed not vaccinated. If that's going to be the case, does it not end in a possible trade before the deadline to an American team where he can play for the most part? But man, I will say this, Josh Archibald, outside of that dumbass penalty he took against Winnipeg in the playoffs last year, I mean, when he's going, he's the perfect guy to play on the fourth line here with this group that you've had right now. So, I mean, maybe they find a way, Tommy. Do you think like the group says, yeah, we'll sacrifice just having him play games against other Canadian teams? Like, I just don't know. I don't know our home games, obviously, when the American teams roll in. Are you willing to make that sacrifice when you're running 11-7 anyway? I mean, this is a very intriguing question. What do you know and what do you think they do here?
I do know that, again, it sounds like he's in pretty good shape. Everything with the myocarditis is turning out good. Which is positive. His health. Excellent. Yep. And on top of that, no vaccination, reluctance there. And the team isn't entertaining the thought of having him play home games / games in Canada.
They are.
And then they would have to, and they would have to suspend him if they go on the road into the U.S. And so it makes it tough. This isn't an easy scenario. Again, the injury situation, now all of a sudden you're looking at this going, we could use this guy. And then it's also very realistic, too, that they play him a few games and trade him to an American team.
Like if he shows that he can still play and go from there. Yeah. So they have to suspend him when they go to the south of the border, and then when they come back, he's unsuspended and continues to play.
Exactly.
If you were on that team, how would you feel about that?
I'd be pissed off because you know what, and we're not going to get into a debate about vaccinations, statuses, all that crap. I think we're past that. But at the time, given the circumstances, people have their beliefs, totally understandable, and I respect that. But you're on a team, you're committed to something together, you're striving for a Stanley Cup. As a teammate, I would just be like, come on, man, like we need you. And I'd feel let down by him at the same time respecting his choices, right? I would respect that. But as a teammate, I'd be like, damn, we need that guy. Do I think that wounds are probably healed now? Yeah, probably. And when you're in desperation mode and you're watching guys go down every game or two, you see him and he's still there and he's willing to come back. And now the scenario and circumstances are a bit different. You're like, yeah, okay. We need to win, and this guy can help us win, especially if he was a well-liked guy before. Man, so much has changed over the course of this season in our world, in the hockey world. You just saw the NFL lift all restrictions.
Well, that's the thing. Like, restrictions change too, right?
Exactly. So the scenario now compared to a month ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, it's so different. And I think at this point, they'd be like, all right, come back, water under the bridge. That's my hunch.
That's your Ken Morrison Remax question of the day. Visit his website at kenrmorrison.com. I mean, from a selfish perspective, the Josh Archibald goal song is a banger. So I wouldn't mind having him pot a few here for the Oilers down the stretch, just for the show, selfishly. Tommy, before we wrap, Oilers Habs tonight. Give me a prediction. What do you think? What type of game are we looking at here tonight?
Man, I think the Habs are going to bring it tonight. The Oilers have had the Habs number, but this is an inspired team under Marty St. Louis. I think they're going to give the Oilers a run here. And I think we're going to see another overtime game. So, I don't know, like 3-3 in OT, and Montreal wins it. Let's just go with that.
All right, overtime game, though. I like it. All your post-game coverage, Tommy, I'll have you covered there tonight. Hernan Salas in, obviously, with your riding shotgun tonight?
Yeah, Latino Heat's back. Someone called him out and called him the Latino Warm. Post-game, because he came out like, woo-hoo, guns a-blazing in the first segment and then dialed it back because he felt bad about what he said in the first segment. He said it in the second segment. Someone's like, Latino Heat, more like Latino Warm. And I think that one hit him right in the feels.
So he's going to be bringing the heat then tonight. Yes, that's his stick. Like, he needs to do it.
And I made fun of him all show long on the Lowdown yesterday, so...
The Latino Warm. Oh, my God. I love it. All right, so Tommy's got your pre-post game today on TSN at 1260. We'll be back with another episode of the Oil Stream next Wednesday. Tommy, enjoy that game tonight, buddy. I will be watching the first part of it. Then I'll be going to Claire. I love doing games at Claire Drake because Stoff is in Chicago right now, and he's texting me during the game. He's like, "Oh, it's my little connection to Stoff." So I'll get a bunch of Stoff texts tonight. So that'll be fun. That should be good.
You'll be watching from one of the nicest hotels in North America. With I'm imagining shirtless with a Twix bar and some licorice and a sugar-free Rockstar.
I'll have to ask him about that when he texts tonight.
Please do.
Have a good pre and post, Tommy. I'll talk to you on Wednesday, buddy.
Thanks, Dusty.
There you go. For Tom Gazzola, I'm Dustin Nielsen. Thanks for checking out the Oil Stream Game Day Edition here against the Montreal Canadiens. It's all brought to you by Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen, home of the Popeyes chicken sandwich. Absolutely delicious. Pick one up this weekend. Enjoy this game. Enjoy that game against the Flames on Monday. We'll be back on Wednesday to recap all of it right here on the Oil Stream.